Hi, today we're going to talk about E. So as we already know from review, our formula for compound interest is our amount equals our initial times the quantity 1 plus our rate divided by the number of times that we are compounding each year, all to the power of the number of times that we are compounding each year times time. And so now we're introducing a brand new formula called PERT. And PERT is our amount equals our initial value times E to the power of our rate times time. And so you can see it says PERT, and that's why I like to call it the PERT formula. But what really does PERT do? Well, PERT is basically what we use when we're compounding something that is compounding continuously. This formula right here is really good for compounding interest that is monthly, daily, yearly. But what happens if we're working with something like bacteria that are compounding all the time? And that's where PERT comes in. Now you might be wondering about the number E here. E is an irrational constant that is very close to 2.718. But don't type in 2.718 here because you might get rounding error when you're working with very, very large amounts. And so we calculate E by taking the limit as some x approaches of infinity in the expression 1 plus 1 over x to the x power. And so as you get x values that are really, really big, this expression will approach E, this constant here, 2.718, blah, 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 blah. And so why is this important? This is important because you can actually, when you're taking very, very large n values, you can take the limit of n, meaning that you can imagine that n is extremely, extremely big, and then you could rearrange this formula to look a lot like this. And so, how can we use PERT? Well, like I said, bacteria compound continuously. So let's say that we have 100 bacteria. And these bacteria have a growth rate of 5%. And we want to know how many bacteria there are after 2 years. And so all we got to do is plug into our PERT formula here. We say that A equals our initial amount, 100 bacteria, times E to the power of 0.05 times our number of years, 2. And so if we use our handy dandy calculator right here, we can go 100, find the E key, to the power of 0.05 times 2, and we get 110.517, blah, blah, blah. But when we're working with individual bacteria here, we usually can't have half of a bacteria. So many times, and this depends on the word problem that you're working with, you want to round up to the next unit. And so in this case, we could say that we have 111 bacteria after 2 years. And so that is the basics of E, and that's how you use it.